In this presentation, I will be offering quotes that I believe show the interplay between the Little Ice Age and the shift in the present moment. I will be performing the quotes while layering screenshots to build the bridge between the text and evidence that show the relationship between the Little Ice Age and the present moment. At times, the screenshots are going to be moving very quickly. You can pause the video if you like, though the speed is purposeful to give the same tone of urgency and surplus of information that our trendy young historian who has gained a reputation as a peddler of big ideas uses. The 17th century was a time of such climatic disruption that it was sometimes described as the Little Ice Age. The Little Ice Age is a microcosm of revolutionary thought. In times of crisis, humans have always been innovators. The Age of Enlightenment was catalyzed in part by climatic destruction and adverse inspiration, and was not unlike what we are tackling with our own climate crisis and uncertain, unprecedented times. During this time, temperatures across the globe had changed sharply, maybe because of fluctuations in solar activity. And many parts of the world have been struck by famines and droughts in the 17th century. What we are seeing already should be enough to remind us that the climatic perturbations of the Little Ice Age were trivial compared to what's in store for us now. Quick aside, and not because I'm basically cosplaying him for the sake of a class presentation, I really appreciate how intense our quirky young historian is. He's a fun and inspiring character. He is intentionally nameless and represents scholars and students like us who have grown up observing the world and the systemic shortcomings that will determine much of our future. Most significantly, Gun Island asks for us to recognize how interconnected humans are with nature and the danger of ignoring that connection. We have been forced to radically reconceptualize our role compared to nature as we experience an unprecedented amount of climatic instability. But the great paradox of this era was that these upheavals were accompanied also by extraordinary intellectual and creative ferment. It was the beginning of the Age of Enlightenment, and the world had been enriched by so many masterpieces. Obviously, the elephant in the room here is the pandemic, but I wanted to put the climate crisis at the foundation of this presentation because, barring the fact that there has been very little pandemic planning and a surplus of insufficient medical systems, the coronavirus kinda came out of nowhere, while climate change has been a point of contention for decades. That being said, especially in the early days of the pandemic, people were kind of stumbling around in shock. Is this really happening? Is this our reality right now? What's happening? What? It is. Cool. And many find themselves suffering from temporal displacement. Time passes differently, as though the entire world has become a liminal space. Within the liminal, though, there is so much potential for revolutionary thought. The state of the world right now demands innovation. We cannot predict how much will change, or how quickly, how long this will go on for, or how long the adaptations that have come out of this will have to last. Regardless, many antiquated barriers have crumbled, and it is the perfect time for change. I think a filter has been removed. The norm that used to protect us no longer exists. History floods into the now, and the line has been blurred as we enter our own magical realism. Or, rather, an opportunity for enlightening innovation. The Age of Enlightenment is defined by Encyclopedia Britannica as an intellectual movement of the 17th and 18th centuries that emphasized the use of reason to advance understanding of the universe and to improve the human condition. The goals of the Enlightenment were knowledge, freedom, and happiness. In conclusion, the way that the Little Ice Age is mobilized in the text can be connected to what we are facing in our present moment. Like our quirky young historian, we may be denied and frowned upon, but it is our goal to continue resisting broken systems, in a time where we can all help reimagine new ones. A final reminder, we have been taught to believe such change is impossible. It is not. It is necessary. My question for you is, why do you think 2020 has been a time of grand reconceptualization? As an optional follow-up, do you think we're entering a new age of enlightenment? You're allowed to say no. I'm truly excited to hear all of your thoughts. Thank you.